Oh, they weren't kidding with that heavy sticker. Whew. Here at Simon Says Garage, I get asked all the time about different tools that a guy should purchase to start building cars and different tools a guy should purchase that aren't going to take up a whole lot of room in the garage. And my go-to answers is welders and grinders. Those are the main two you need to have. You can't fake weld. Benders and straighteners and hammers, you can make work with anything, but to attach metal to itself, you need a welder, in my opinion. And I'm not a pro, so I could be wrong. But with that, you need space savings and everything else like that, because not all of us have these big luxurious shops like my 2-car garage that is packed full right now and I can't hardly move in here. So you need to save space. And that's where the Yes Welder Mig-205DS Pro comes in. Look at this thing. It is small, it is compact. I've got it sitting on top of my other welder right now. Look at the size difference. It is so much smaller. It takes up so much less floor space. The footprint is just tiny. It's awesome. I've been looking for a little welder to do sheet metal work, so I'm not constantly swapping wire from one to the other to go back and forth from sheet metal to heavy metal to sheet metal to heavy metal to sheet metal to heavy metal. So I've been looking for a little welder for that option, and this might just be the one. This has many options, and I'm not going to try them all because I don't even know how to do half of them. But the old stick welder, haven't done that in years. I've never TIGged, but you could if you wanted to. And synergic MIG, I should look that up and see what that means because I have no idea. It does come with a stinger, so you can stick weld right out of the box. I don't have any sticks to weld with, so I don't think we're going to try that today. It comes with rollers for different size wire depending on what you're welding with. You need to do, you need to change out the feed roller. So it comes with a bunch of those, which is super handy, new tips. It even comes with the plug to go from 220 to 110. I am gonna run 220 because that's what I have in my garage here. I'm also gonna run it on gas because I've got it connected to my big bottle right there. You could use it as a flux core welder if you wanted to, and you wouldn't even need to have gas if you didn't have that as an option, but I have that as an option, so that's what we're gonna do. And we're just gonna jump right into it. No, we're not gonna set up any test panels and tease welds and all that stuff. I've got real stuff in my garage that we can try it on right here, right now. Real life, it's gonna weld on my project. And that's just how we're gonna do it. We're gonna find out the gate, real life situations. Is this gonna work? I don't know, let's find out. I gotta fill this gap in here. We gotta do this little cut here I gotta fill in. It's actual welding that I have to do on this car. So we're gonna do it on the project and see how we go here. I've not to use this. This is straight out of the box. All I've done is add wire and connect my gas to it. So I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. The ground clamp is nice and springy. Let's just see how we do. This is gonna be exciting. I love new tools. Before we get going here, I want you to realize I am not a professional. I am a hobbyist. I do this in my garage, and if you're looking for a hobbyist welder, this might be a good option for you too. Let's see how we do. I'm liking it so far, except for I'm wearing glasses and they don't work with my helmet. I forgot about that. It comes with a little guide sheet so you can kind of help you get your settings started on the welder for you. I believe this is about 19 gauge steel, so that's kind of what we went with. Honestly, so far I'm pretty happy with it. Stacking tacks on sheet metal, never really looks that good to begin with, but it definitely closed the gap, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, I didn't have any problems with it, but I know what you guys are wondering. Simon, will it lay a bead? Well, I'm not a professional, but we can certainly try. Yeah, let's see if it'll lay a bead on some thick metal. For the purposes of the test, we are gonna switch to 030 wire because, well, thick metal. I was just running 023 in here for now for sheet metal, but let's do it right and put 030 in here and test it on some thicker metal. It is nice, it will hold a 10-pound spool of wire. That is handy. We just gotta switch our roller here, which is really quick and easy. Loosen our tensioner up, undo the big thumb screw, and swap it around. I do like the big thumb screw though, that's kind of nice. Then we crank her through. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Then we'll take a look at our guide here, figure out what we need to set it to. Mixed gas, so our voltage should be 19.1 and our wire speed should be 432 inches per minute. So that's what we're gonna set our base at. Nope, I lied. That's 5/32. We need 3/16. 19.8 and 514. So we come over our little doohickey over here, set our voltage to 19.8. And 514. Now, we also need to change our wire diameter because we went from the 023 to the 030. We're only gonna just try this and see if it's right. It may not be correct for our application, but this is our starting point. We need a starting guide. Apparently, when you switch to 030, it jumps to a different setting. Oh, so look at that. So if we put this at 514 on 030, and we wanted the same setup for the same material, but we're gonna use 023 wire, when you switch to 023 wire, it adjusted accordingly. So that's how much wire speed you'd need. That's pretty nifty. Anyways, where are we? 514. Again, this is a true to life project. This is a chassis that I'm building for my Ratrod. This isn't a setup, this isn't a test panel. This is gonna be on my car from here on out, unless it sucks, and it won't. I don't think it will. I'm pretty confident at this point. As soon as we get our settings dialed in, I think we're gonna be ready to rock and roll here. So I just wanted you to know, I'm like welding this on my actual car. Impressed. Color me impressed. Wow. Let's do another one. I think I went a little fast on that one, but maybe not. Wow. Genuinely surprised how well I could weld with that. I know I'm not a professional. I'm not trying to claim I'm a professional, but look at that. Well, that is clean. Damn. This gets a thumbs up from me, folks. I ain't gonna lie. Holy crap, that was nice. That was really nice. This probably does way more than I ever needed to do, but for the size of it, the price point, wow. I am, wow. Lost for words, I guess. How? Wow. Look how much smaller it is than my other welder, and look what how does it even work like, what? Yeah, so, yeah. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I'm not ready to weld these cross members in yet. Nope, sure ain't. That's why they're just tacked. That wasn't for a setup. I'm not ready yet. But I was so happy with how those welded that I want to try a vertical weld now. Now you're going to watch me do this vertical weld. I may do it incorrectly because I'm not a trained professional, but I still want to try. This is going to be exciting. This welder may have just upgraded my shop. I say shop. loosely. It's a garage, people. It's a freaking garage. I don't know what else to say. It welds really nice. I really like it. Wow. Let's just look at that. I don't know what the duty cycle is for extended welding periods. I don't know any of that, and it doesn't really matter because I'm not welding production line type stuff here. I'm not making a bunch of parts that I'm shipping out the door that I need to really grind on and get weld on and endless hours of nonstop welding. That's not how I work. That's not how I operate. That's not me. This is Simon Says Garage, and we build things in our garage. That's what we do. And I don't know what else to say. I'm pleasantly surprised. Wow, 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 wow. So if you were looking for yourself a welder, this might be a good option. Honestly, this little unit here, she's a rig. She's definitely a unit. Yes, yes, yes. I genuinely thought I'd be like, oh yeah, it's a welder, cool. Another welder does the same thing the welders do, but no, it's freaking awesome. I'm looking around my garage now like, what else can I weld with it? Because I want to weld now because it welds so good, but I'm not there yet. I'm scared that if I go and weld these all in like I really want to and play with this new welder that I'm gonna have to cut them all up because I wasn't ready to do that yet. But it just felt right to me to try it in real life application. Let's weld something that we're actually gonna need welded together, not just a couple plates pushed together. Yeah, I'm happy. This is awesome. You should get yourself one. Yes, Welder, Mig-205DS Pro. Nice unit. I really like your style, dude. You're good stuff. Stylish, the handle's cool. I don't know what else to say about it. I'm just so high on it right now. I forgot to mention, it does come with another liner too, so that's handy because, you know, liners wear out or you run over them with your creeper or your stool wheels and you crush them and then they jam up in there when you're trying to wire feed. I wouldn't know how that happens. If you're in the market for a little welder, this guy right here should be on your list. Let me tell you, I am probably gonna find myself a little welding cart and it's gonna become a permanent fixture of Simon Says Garage. I am impressed. Yep, sure am. That's stellar.